Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Sagittarius. The sun now is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is the death card. And of course, as such, the biggest transformation we can think of. We are going to the left, and as such, I place Temperance, which is the 14th major arcana, here to the left, the 13th and the 14th major arcana. And we see that the bird is looking at you, what you're doing here, and you are actually combining here the masculine and the feminine. You are blending it, and that's the magic in your work, is that you constantly try to blend these opposite energies that a lot of people have difficult time to blend, right? Because they're water and fire, they don't go together, but there is a magic and there is a trick behind it to do so. And so the 13, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and also in the 14 we have the Wheel of Fortune, and that's Jupiter. But then here we have a 3 and here we have a 4. So here we have the Empress and here we have the Emperor. And that's really beautiful, right? Because it's the masculine and the feminine that you're exactly doing the combination here. When we calculate now here the 13 together, we get the 4, and here we get the 5. Together it's the 9, and this 9 is the completion. So with actually a Scorpio, you can reach quite a really beautiful state of consciousness if you happen to be in a relationship, of course, with a Scorpio. But remember, all of this is like the elements working on us, right? Here a water element and here the fire element, and so sometimes that can be quite intense. Now Scorpio is getting ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is this month a really big player because he's going from the 19th of November from Capricorn into the sign of Aquarius, and he's gonna stay 20 years there. And in your deck, that's the discernment, that's the judgment, the number 20. And so 20 years it's gonna be in Aquarius, and it's quite a sign that is coming here alone through the 20th major arcana here, right? So just understand that the sun in your deck is rebirth, is that I understand how all of this works, and I can again give myself a new birth in the way I am using my personality into the world. Then you are ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is of course in the tarot the Wheel of Fortune, and that's the harvest, right? We harvest after 10 years that which we have put out there, and Jupiter is always about the ideal and the grander, the bigger the better almost, right? And so the moon in your sign right now is going to bring you here the grandmothers, and the grandmothers are putting the seeds in your head so that you can create out of something that already existed and will always exist something new, right? Because it's kind of like that's the cycle of life, and it's just really beautiful that the moon are your feelings and your subconscious, and in the subconscious, in the dark, that's when those seeds can grow. Now the yoga position for Scorpio is Scorpio pose, right? Really difficult pose, and for you it's Paschimottanasana. We bow down to our own selves and find there our own grander, right? The guardian angel that we are to others. And so the 9 as a combination is coming up here. That's the completion, and in that completion I hope you finding in this month your message. Then we have here the court card, and as a court card you are the eagle. Is your birthday between November 13 and December 11, then this is your court card, and you fly high, you going all the way up there, and you can see how he's actually going to the right, but remember when you become the card then he's flying to the left. You are the 9th zodiac sign, and as such then also connected to the 9th house of learning and believing. And as a Sagittarius, you are wanting to discover the world. You go to places a lot of other people wouldn't even dare going, and that's what makes you so special, right? You are fire and fire as a Knight of Wands, and in that you have a lot of energy, so make sure that you know how to regulate that energy and not getting eaten by it. Now back to the last reading where we had Libra Sun giving Sagittarius Moon the light. The message was 3 times the 6, or the Lovers, tells you that self-love is true power. And this was quite an intense and beautiful message, right? You got 3 times kind of the Lovers, right? 2 times for sure. And then here, this couple that was very special. And you also had the Libra card and the Ace of Swords. So very, very special. Now I want to see if there is a reoccurring card that is wanting to tell you something one more time. And I do not see a reoccurring card. So in a way you have actually understood the message, and we can begin the reading. I always begin with, of course, the Court card, because that's our physical energy that we are occupying. And as the first card comes here, the 6 of Pipes. And the 6 of Pipes talks always about you are a winner. You are exactly here, this Jupiter energy. And in a way, this is docking on to the 3 times 6, right? Here you get another 6. And this is connected with the constellation Jupiter in Leo. So the 9 and the 6 is the 15. Don't get attached to this success. See how she is actually talking to this deer. It's not the typical success that you would think is actually bringing you success. It's the success that makes you feel the most giving person in the world. Because when you give this kind of love and an animal trusts you with that love, you open up doors that usually you never can yourself open up, right? And so the 15 is Capricorn, and Capricorn is the player, right? Because Jupiter is now leaving Capricorn on the 19th of November. It was 15 years there, right? And so the 15 is coming. And you see that these 15 years were quite maybe intense for you as well, right? Because Pluto in Capricorn was like, okay, we're going to look at the money, we're going to look at the career, we're going to look at all these things that maybe we did, and now in the hindsight we realizing maybe we should have done more of this kind of success. The 15 again turns into 6, so the 6 is left. What is the Mother Piece Tarot saying? Here comes the 5 of Cups upright. And the 5 of Cups is Mars in Scorpio, right? And so Scorpio is talking, Scorpio is bringing you like, hey, here are 5 cups, right? And you see here are the starfish wrapped around these cups, and there are pearls in these cups, and the pearls are spilling out. And it's kind of like this, the 6 and the 5 is an 11, and 11 is the inner understanding that maybe you could have done your career or what you love to do the most a little better. And there is a certain bitter sadness in there, not a real deep sadness, but a bitterness in the way you maybe have handled your success, right? Because here with the 15 and the 5 we get the 20, and it's kind of like saying, well, now the next 20 years you have the chance to actually use Pluto in Aquarius, and Aquarius is the star. So now what are you going to do, right? Are you going to maybe make yourself a star in the way you handle these kind of actions, this kind of victory, this kind of like success, right? That we really looking for, and that's what is important. And so the 20 in a way here is what's staying, right? The 20 as here the discernment, as here I have understood that Pluto is talking here to me. Good, now we're going to look into the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is the Harvest, And as the first card comes Eve. Eve is the number 16. And the 16, when we look at the number, we see the 10, the harvest, and the 6. And so in a way, the 6 here, it's like, what did you do to harvest, right? The success that you think that you needed to do for, that you maybe have lost a little bit something on the way, right? Like we do things for careers, for other people, and realize in the hindsight, why did I do that, right? And so in the way, the 16 is the Tower, right? But the 16 here, when we calculate it together, we get the 7, the emotional intelligence that we need to understand that maybe the 10 and the 7 is letting you know the 17 is here, and that's Aquarius, and is letting you know you as a woman can do things different, right? Because Capricorn is quite a male-oriented sign, but in a way, Aquarius is neutral. It doesn't have a masculine, neither a feminine quality to it. And so have a look when you see here the 10 and the 7, the 17, the 8 is left, and the 8 is have the strength to really be this incredible feminine woman. What is coming from your deck is the 5 of Pipes. And the 5 of Pipes is Saturn in Leo. Now you had Jupiter in Leo, and now you have Saturn in Leo. And you see here that maybe you did things to gain a certain career move, right? Or a success. And so the 6 and the 5 is 11 wands. And 11 wands, again, is the inner teacher. I think you learned something. I think you realized something, and you wouldn't do that again. And so you are understanding that here the 7 and the 5 is the 12. The 12 is the Hanged Man, is Neptune, is saying, well, let go, right? It's the past. You did what you had to do, and that's gone, and you gotta let go. And the 12 becomes the 3 and the 10 is the 13. A big transformation that you are realizing, that you are understanding now more and more is happening, and you are liberating yourself from it. What comes from the Mother Peace Tarot? The Sun of Cups to the right, right? And to the right it's pointing to Eve, to that female power that we are seeing more and more emerging in this world, and this is Pisces. Now Pisces is the 12th zodiac sign, and so we get here a 3 through the 12, right? And here we had the 5 and the 7, also 12, so you have a 12-12 portal. And then a 3-3 portal with the harvest above, right? So you are learning that you coming into an empowerment from the 11 to the 33. And it's important that you understand how all of this is functioning, because numbers never lie. Numbers are very powerful. And so there is a mastery that you have now realized in the 11 wands, right? And then also here the 5 of Cups and the 6 of Pipes, right? You had here an 11 as well. And so you have 2 times the 11, and now you have a 33, and you have a 10. And so you actually have 5 times the 1, right? And so you understand that 5 is the 5 senses, and you're learning more and more about that. Now I want to see what is actually Pisces wanting to tell you. He sits here and plays the flute and is very peaceful, but is pointing down, and somehow he's not really there yet. Something is off, right? That's what I'm saying. Something is off there. The 5 of Cups, and now here the 12, that's the 17, and you notice something is talking to you, right? The 17 again, Aquarius. Now here comes the 2 of Pentacles, which is Jupiter in Capricorn, and you see he's walking down towards here the Piscean energy. It's almost like someone is saying, come down, let go, because the money is going to change big time after the 19th of November, because we can realize that the financial background of what we do and how we do it, sometimes we need to come down. We don't always need to go up and be the best. And so the 12 and the 2 is the 14. That's you. You need to learn to become more loving and caring. And that's why we see this woman here with this deer, right? And that's why we also see accept tears, accept that certain emotions need to spill out of us sometimes so that we can cleanse and that we can clear ourselves and awaken. And so here the 12 and the 2 is the 14, and the 14 turns then of course into a 5. The 5 and here the 3 is an 8, the 8 and the 10 is the 18. That's the moon, right? And that's your grandmother talking to you, right? And bringing you information that is coming deep from your subconscious to you. And so the 18 turns here again into a 9, and you are the 9th zodiac sign. So you're learning, you're believing, and you are realizing that certain things are not so clear. They're sometimes a little hidden, right? And we need to awaken to it. Now we're going to look at Temperance, the blend. And the blend is bringing you the 3 of pipes. So again, you get pipes, right? And now you have actually 6 pipes and 5 pipes and 3 pipes. That's actually 14 pipes, or basically wands, and that's you, right? So we have here a 14-14 portal, which turns into a 5-5. And the 5-5 is always learning to understand that there is a creativity in the 5 senses, and the 5 senses are powerful. And here we see Sun in Aries as the constellation, right? And so the 14 and the 3 wands, again the 17 is appearing. So Aquarius, or Pluto going into Aquarius, you are gonna have an awakening. You are gonna realize something, and you see how the path is going up to the crown chakra, to the 7, to the emotional intelligence that Eve is bringing to you. And this Eve is important. She is bringing you that you need to learn that the 5 of wands is calling the deer, and then the 6 of wands, you are playing with the deer. So you have this follow-up, right? The 5 and then the 6, and you see it's so beautiful, right? It's kind of like a story is being told in these cards, and you see you can only really be successful when you have not turned control into this empowering game, right? That you actually want this deer to come to you because it feels safe with you, it feels good with you. And then you can have these new visions. Then you can think about, so now what I'm going to do with this 11 wands. I got 3 more, I have 14, and that's the moment where you realize I am the one that creates my life, and here you are creating your life, and the 17 appears. What is coming from Scorpio? Here Kali is coming, and Kali is the sexual energies. She is the first zodiac sign, that's Aries, and this is Sun in Aries, and now you have actually Aries here as a court card. So there is an Aries that's quite wild and intense coming into your life, and she's all about sexual power, right? And so the 1 and the 3 is the 4. The 4 and the 14 is the 18. And the 18, again, we know that's the grandmothers. That's the new seed that is being planted now in your brain. And you're going to notice it's going to shift from the 19th of November. Things are going to be completely different. So here we have the 18, and again a 9 is talking here to you. The 9 is important in this reading, I feel like, right? Then I want to see what is Aries wanting to tell you, and the 6 of cups are appearing. Now this is beautiful because you had 5 cups and now 6 cups. It's the same moment when you had here 5 pipes and 6 pipes. So you have in the water and in the fire the same 11-11 moment, right? Where you recognize, okay, the 5 are the 5 senses and the 6 is the 3rd eye. So here, in a way, you're understanding very clearly that the inner teacher is coming to you through the third eye. Always the third eye is the empowering gland, right? It's like that inner eye, is that inner vision. And so you see that here comes an 11 with the cups, and you had an 11 with the wands, and so you see that the 11 and the 1 again here creates 3 times the 1, and we have 3 wands. And so use these 3 wands wisely, because you're understanding clearly that here something is talking very powerful to you, and you just really need to listen, and you just really need to understand what is coming here to you, right? And so all together we had the 1 and the 6, the 7, and the 7 is again the emotional intelligence, to realize that you are Eve, that you are here, woman, the one and only woman that we always understand that we come from, right? But that's a metaphor, and you are learning more and more to accept that she is Kali, that she is the sexual energy, and that's what you remember from the past, right? The 6 of Cups is letting you know that you are learning that this is Sun in Scorpio, and Scorpio is here letting you know this is what you remember from the past. There was a sexual energy, there was a creative energy that made you do things. And so here the 3 and the 1 is the 4 and the 6 is the 10 and here the 14 is the 24. A 6 appears, and the 6 is important because it's self-love, and in that self-love you are arriving. Last card is here Mother Peace Tarot. We get the 10 of discs to the right, and the 10 of discs say, well then, step up, take action, because this is Mercury in Virgo. This is a lot of money. If you want to make your money, you better step up and you take these 3 wands and you create with the Sun in Aries and Aries itself. You create what you want to create, because here we have the 10 and here we have a 4. The 14 again, here a 14 or a 5 portal is talking to you, and the 14 plus the 6 is the 20, and that's again the discernment. That's Pluto in Aquarius is talking. Make wise decisions with your money. Know that the money is going to be up in the air. It's not going to be in the banks anymore. It's going to be like a whole new way of handling money, and you need to awaken to that, and you need to use that, and you need to know that that's the message, right? And so we have here the 5, and we have here the 14 and also a 5 portal, and the 5 portal can be the 10 plus the 6 is the 16, and again the 7 is left. The emotional intelligence is left. You need to use your emotional intelligence to awaken to this new energy where discernment is going to be in Aquarius for 20 years, and you're going to know that this is important, and you're going to know that this is the next paradigm, right, that we're moving into. Pluto in Aquarius, it's like we are going to go up in the sky. We're going to go and do things that we never dreamt of doing. And so be there and know where to invest, right? Because you have here 10 pentacles and 2 pentacles. That's 12 pentacles. And 12, again, is here. The 12th zodiac sign, right? Pisces. It's almost like Pisces, which is connected with the grandmother is planting a seed, how to work with money. You need to step down and you need to step into the 10 of Pentacles, right? Jupiter in Capricorn and now Mercury in Virgo. You are stepping here into this circle. You want to be part of this group, right? These are people that are working together, and you know that here Pisces, the moon in your sign, is bringing you this beautiful message, right? The 12 turns then into a 3, and the 3 is then here with this 3, a 3 again, and the 3 is the master. The master understands how things function, and you see the emotional intelligence that is coming to you, and you are learning and understanding that if you take action in that direction, you will always be successful. So I hope I see you in the next reading. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.